by the power of Grayskull.
Hello. Well, this is another video, and this is a video of Trials Fusion on the PS4. I've done a short review of the demo, and I've just went out and got the game. So I've just decided to do a quick video of what it's like. Because if anybody hasn't played Trials Fusion before, it's basically it's just a game. It's a skill game, basically. That's what it is. It's a test of skill with a motorbike theme, because it's very tricky and it's got real-time physics, and it's realistic in that respect. But there's a lot of things about it that are um, good if you like creating tracks. There's lots of options to create, and you can actually move mountains and the landscape. You can terraform it, and you can put water in it, and there's loads of different things. So it's like a creative game on the track editor side. But there's lots and lots about it that's really good. I mean, you can do tricks now, which is I think from because Trials Evolution was out on the 360, and I never got to play it because I've only ever had a PlayStation. So my friend had it, and we used to play it down his, so it was good then. And now they've brought it out for the PS4 as well. I'm buzzing because it's like a really good game. So like I said, plus there's loads of multiplayer options. You can play online. You can play with your mates, or you can like just play random people. And there's loads of people. I think the last time I looked, there's over 39,000 tracks that other people have made. So it's the same as Little Big Planet, where the game is like basic, it's good, but the online side of it's amazing. And the same as this, there's loads to do. But as you can see, like in the video footage you're watching now, this is just one of the earliest levels. I think the tracks are only medium, and then they go up to expert, and they get hard as nails later. Like, I mean, where you've got to exactly do the right throttle with the right degree of bike, and there's little techniques you learn, like when you're traveling up a really steep hill, you put half throttle on and lean forwards, and you slowly climb the hill. It's all about throttle control and balance. So it's a really good skill game. Plus, there's lots of tricks and stuff to do. So if you're a motorbike fan, you'll absolutely love it. But what I like to do on the creator side of it is where you create your own track, but make it like a proper off-road trials stage, where you're going through water, and you're bunny hopping over logs, and big tractor tires and cars, and like where it's not about speed. I mean, because if you look at the footage now, you go quite fast while you're racing, in order to make certain gaps and jumps and shit. Whereas I like where you basically start the race, and you're going slow as fuck, so you can just like bunny hop over things and like just crawl over all the obstacles. That's, to me, that's a better game, and you get the chance to do that because they've never really brought a Trials game out like that, where you see them on the telly, the Trials. So you never really see that, and this is probably the closest we're going to get to it. So it's got great physics, leaning back and forward, the acceleration and stuff, but you've got the option to create your own realistic tracks in the forest, or like, you know, in the desert, or wherever you want. It doesn't all have to be like sci-fi and flashing lights and stuff like that. I haven't really looked into the creation mode as much yet, because I know that you can do things in the background, and it's like Little Big Planet. You can have switches and activate, and when you go through a certain point, sound effects go off, and you can totally customize everything, and it's quite in depth. But you've got to get used to the controls, and the camera's a total bitch on this when you're trying to create something, because you can only move your object. Say you're trying to put a checkpoint down, you can move your checkpoint about, but the camera is fixed in one place. So like you've got no control over the camera whilst you're moving the item, so you have to keep like toggling the camera and the movement, so you have to keep coming off, turn the screen where you want it, then pick up the thing again and move it, and then the screen moves, so you've got to stop and move the screen out again. It's just a right fuck on. So if they could sort that out, I mean, it would be amazing. But really, that's just being nitpicky about like certain things. It doesn't really spoil the experience of the game. It's just a bit annoying and time consuming, that's all. So, but that aside, I mean, it's an amazing game. And I was quite lucky because I managed to buy it second hand. And I seen it brand new actually for 20 quid. And I thought, oh, that's cheap. That was on like deal of the week. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get that in Granger Games. And then I went in there this morning and I had a look. And I seen it for second hand, like pre-owned for 15 quid. So I thought, fuck it, I'll save myself a fiver. And then when I bought it, the guy behind the till says, "Oh, you'll not get a season pass. You'll not get anything. Like you'll have to pay for it." And I was like, "I need bother," because most of the time I don't bother with season passes and that unless I really love the game. So I've come home and I've checked it out, and there's an extra 6 areas and shitloads of tracks and loads of custom stuff and loads of unlockable stuff that you'd get with the season pass, which obviously I didn't have. So I was thinking for that extra fiver, I could have got the season pass, because when I looked on the PlayStation Network, it was like $15.99. So for the same price as the game, you get an extra 6 tracks in there. So I thought, fuck that. So I'm just playing, and then I realised, because he said before I left, he says you can always have a look and try the codes, you know, the redeemable codes, and you can try typing in the season pass and see if it works. And I remembered, and I had a look, and inside the booklet there was the season pass leaflet, but it was exactly in the middle of the booklet, and you could tell that whoever owned the game before me didn't move it, because normally if someone's added in the codes, then the leaflet's like, you know what I mean, it's out of the booklet and it's just in the, as a part of the booklet in the lid of the disc. Fucking, what's it called? A box. So I was lucky and I typed in the codes and I had unlocked. I've unlocked all the season pass and everything and all the downloadable content, so I managed to get the game cheaper and I got a season pass free. So I was lucky. I mean, it's happened to us in a few games. When I had my PS3, that's happened to us a few times, where I've checked the online codes and whoever's owned the game before me hasn't bothered typing them in. But like I say, it's all about just getting the fastest time and obviously not falling off your bike. If you can do it without any faults, then you get the gold medal under the time. But what I noticed before is that there's little challenges. If you press square on the, before you pick the race, you can press square and have a look at the challenges. And the like where you can't lean, so you don't touch your left analog at all, and you just got to accelerate and brake and see how far you can get, or trying to do the whole thing without any faults. And then there's ones where you've got to just hold down the accelerator and have the accelerator pinned back all the way and try and make it that way. So there's like extra challenges, like do 10 flips with before you finish on no faults and stuff like that. So some of them are absolutely rock like. But look at the track here on the footage, it's dead inventive, and you know what I mean, they come up with some like those loop-de-loop things and that, because you get training and it teaches you how to bunny hop, because some gaps you've got to make, and it's all about the racing line, and it's all about when to accelerate and when to brake and what angle you have your bike on ready to land. Because if you do a massive jump and you're about to land on a really steep hill, obviously you position your bike to land on the steep hill, you know, so it's you're thinking all the time, and it's very clever. It reminds me of like like a really good mobile phone game, like something really simple but with class physics that's addictive as fuck, and you can play it forever. But this has just got a really good theme. I mean, it's the same kind of, it's one of those games, but it's like motorbikes, and it's trials bikes and quads, and you can get all sorts of vehicles, and you can get BMXs and that. But I haven't yet played it online, and I haven't yet tried out the, like, playing against somebody I know, like my mate or something like that. So I'm gonna keep trying it out. I was just doing the easy missions at the beginning, because all the first 2 or 3 areas are like easy, I think, and I just blitzed through them, and then I went back and I got gold on them all, and then the second time, like the second area I was going to, I just kept restarting the track until I got gold instead, so I didn't have to go back and do them all again. So as I'm doing it, I'll not stop trying until I get gold on the whole thing. So it's pretty easy. I mean, you know what I mean? The first couple of areas were a piece of piss, but I'm up to the medium tracks now where I'm like jumping a quad, and it's class. I mean, I'm loving it. Like, so it's one of those games where if you like skill kind of games, I wouldn't say it's a puzzle game, but it is like a skill kind of game. The gameplay is just basically your reaction times and how well your eye and hand coordination is. So it tests a lot of that, which is good because that's something I excel at. So I'm good at it. Always have been. I think that's why I've had like a natural ability to be good at computer games, because I've got like good eye and hand coordination. So that kind of helps you. And these games are perfectly built for those kind of people, where it's all about how much you hold down the trigger. You know, like if you, especially on racing games. I mean, my friend takes the piss because I used to. I mean, because I'm impatient, I normally just horse it, and if I'm driving, my tactics is just, you know, like late braking, just proper aggressive driving. So he is more like technical, and he'll hold the steering and hold the accelerator in third gear as he's getting a smoother line around the corner. Whereas I'm screeching the fuck out the tyres and I've got it in fourth gear and I'm proper sliding out. I mean, I still get fast lap times, but he's just a lot more smoother than me than I am. So these kind of games he's class at, and I've like I can do it, but because I'm so impatient, I can't be arsed. But this game is where you have to. The whole point of the game is to be really good on your fucking your analog control and your accelerator and stuff like that. Remembering the sequence of the jumps and remembering when to brake, when to like, because some jumps you'll come up to, and if you jump too far, you don't get a big enough run up for the next part, so you have to like this bit, you just go up slowly and land on that, so it doesn't, because any little clip your back wheel and you'll send you into a forward roll, and then you'll end up coming off your bike. So it's all about just timing. Like, you don't accelerate, like only accelerate when the back wheel is touching the floor, because sometimes you'll get extra boost, extra grip, because obviously you've got the traction from the back wheel hitting the floor, and that gives you the extra lift you need to maybe get over an obstacle or up a really steep wall. Like this bit, like say I fucked that up there, but what you do, like when I start here, like you just go slow and then you just analog the, yeah, then you just analog the accelerator, but I fucked it up there again. But like this bit, where you just land in it and then you accelerate, but see, I keep fucking it up, but like I think this time, if you go slow and then just accelerate and then accelerate. It's like that kind of game. Like that's the kind of skill you've got to get used to the techniques, and not being too like. You see that how I kept it without being too rampageous on the buttons. You can like save it, even though you think you're gonna flip out, like flip the bike. If you just pull your back brake or pull your front brake accordingly, then you can sort it out, and it's amazing. It feels dead rewarding. Like after you've pulled off a really technical level, and you've got no faults, and you've managed to do the whole thing on one life. You know what I mean? You feel over the moon. So it's just one of those games where you get lots of satisfaction out of playing it, but it proper stresses you out as well, because you can get stuck on the slightest little thing, or you can do class all the way, and then the last ramp or the last thing you fuck it all up, and it can proper get you proper stressed out to the point where you want to just get smash something. So well, it does for me anyway, because you know what I mean. It's that kind of game. It just proper stresses you out and it takes the piss. Like sometimes you'll do something and it'll bump you, and it'll not behave the way the game's meant to behave, and something will happen which fucks up your whole run. So I don't know. It's class. If you're ever gonna buy it, then definitely get it and give it a try, or at least try the demo out. That's what you should do. Get the demo first and test it out, and if it's your kind of game, you'll know straight away. Like, but it's going quite cheap now. It's about 15-20 quid now, so you should just go out and get it.